call. This is Fabricio Nobre here from Redondo Beach, California. I want to thank each one of you for taking a little bit of time and listening into our generic call about network marketing. As I said, my name is Fabricio Nobre, and I've been involved with network marketing for about 10 years. I've been in this country for 12 years, and I was blessed to run into network marketing about 10 years ago. At that time, I had just switched from delivering pizza, which I did for a couple of years, and then I was getting into selling cars, and I personally hated it. I hated the long hours. I didn't really like the game that was played, and that was my first experience with sales. And I didn't like it. I didn't like to have to push people. I didn't like to have to convince people. I didn't like to have to get beat up by the managers. It was just a stressful business. Now, at the same time, it was the first time in my life that I made that kind of money. I was making about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And trust me, when you come from delivering pizza, making $1,200 a month, and you get into doing anything that pay you about 4 times more, that's a lot of money. So my mind kind of stretched at that time, and I started thinking, hey, there's a way. There's other things that can be done in order to make more money in this country. I mean, I had many jobs for 2 years. Delivering pizza was my main job, but I also did extra things to implement my income. And I thought that that's all that there was. You got to get a job. You want to make more, you got to have 2 jobs. You want to make more, you got to have 3 jobs, And selling cars stretched my thinking, which was awesome. But at the same time, it kind of left a bad taste as far as sales in my mouth because I didn't really like it. So I was introduced to this guy back then that told me about network marketing. I've only heard of Amway prior to talking to this guy. I heard of Amway in Brazil when I was 14 years old, and I didn't really know much about it. I heard a couple negative comments, but I never went to check it out. And I told him, I said, look, I'm open. Tell me about it. Explain what do I need to do and what are the possibilities. He tried to explain, but all I heard was that there was someone making $10,000 a month. That's all I needed to hear. I jumped in. I invested $3,000. The company went bankrupt a week later. I lost $3,000, which I put on a credit card because I didn't really have that money laying around. And that was my first experience with network marketing, but I was a bad presenter. I mean, I've been learning and improving my English and my Spanish in the last 10 years. But trust me, 10 years ago, I barely spoke English. I didn't really speak Spanish, it was just really frustrating. But for some reason, I got excited about the concept. I remember, and I start thinking like my aunt was a teacher, my uncle was a teacher, and a lot of my families, they're a teacher and they have a degree. And I remember they're always telling me, go to university, learn something, get a diploma. And for the first time in my life, when I look into network marketing, I decided that was something I wanted to learn. That was something I wanted to, I said, look, even if it takes me 5 or 6 years, that's how long it would take me to go through a university anyway. And a university will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars anyway. And why not learn this? And one thing, I remember I met one of my mentors back then, and I remember listening to him doing presentation, and man, it was so nice. It sounded so simple. And just the way that he learned how to communicate, the stories that he shared, the simplicity of it. He was a simple kind of guy. That gave me hope. And I remember thinking, I want to learn how to present. I am shy. I don't like to be in front of people. I barely speak English or Spanish. There's not many Brazilians here. No, I'm from Brazil, so there's not many Brazilians here for me to work with. But I said, but I'm going to learn. And I started practicing, and I started learning, and And I joined 10 different companies. 9 out of those 10 companies went out of business, so I had to move on. I had a lot of challenges. I lost a lot of money. Actually, at some point in 2006, I totally quit. I opened up a printing shop for a few years. I had a printing shop. Actually, it was 2005, I believe, and for a couple of years I had my printing shop. But I continued to study network marketing, even though I was not building any business, and I continued to just trying to learn and listen to trainings and conference calls like the one you're listening to right now. And throughout those years, I was able to learn how to do an effective presentation, simple, and effective, and in a way that is duplicatable. And I want to share that with you because I totally believe if someone like me, that once again, I barely spoke English, barely spoke Spanish, and still, I speak English now, but it's really not my main language. And if someone like me could learn how to do something simple over and over again that created results, in the last 4 years, I was able to make $1.3 million by building my business by doing the same presentation over and over again and teaching a couple people how to do the same. So let's get into the presentation, because one thing I've learned throughout those years is that the presentation is really important. A lot of presenters get people more confused by the time they did a presentation, more confused than they were before they listened to anything, right? In other words, they created more questions into the prospect head. People with questions, people with doubt or questions, they're not going to make a decision. They're 100% of the time, if they have doubt and they have questions or they're confused, they're not going to make a decision. I've seen people that do a 2-hour presentation, and they're really smart, and they know the products, and they know the services, and they know the ingredients. They almost sound like doctors. Well, people learn a lot during the presentation and might even become a customer. Those people, the smart ones, right, they're usually really good at bringing in customers, but they usually don't have an organization, because people like myself would look at them and say, oh, wow, it sounds good, but I'm not like him. I can't speak the way he does. I cannot speak. Oh, look at the way he speaks. It's so perfect. And the way he pronounces things. And look, he knows all those herbs and those, oh, gosh, it sounds beautiful, but I can't do it. So at the moment that I think I cannot do it, that's it. I'm not going to join as a business, and there's no duplication into this person, group, organization, okay? There's people that they don't follow a system. They go around. They start talking about the business, they finish talking about the product, and then they go back into talking about the business again, and then the product, and then the business, and there's no structure. Very unorganized. It's not duplicatable, and it's quite confusing. People are not going to join their business. I've seen other groups of people, because I've been in 10 different companies, so I've seen it in many different ways, different leaders teaching different strategies. And I work with a group that what they taught us is buy this magazine and buy this CD and just give it to your friend. Give him the magazine, give him the CD, and then tell him when he listens to the CD or the magazine, call me back. Or just, don't even call me back. Just go into my website and sign up right there. And I'll go home and I'll be looking at my email and I'll be refreshing my browser. Oh, gosh, I haven't received an email yet saying that he signed up. Oh, he's probably going to wait for after dinner. And then 11 p.m. I go and refresh my browser. Oh, my gosh, still haven't signed up. Oh, he's probably tired, worked all day. Maybe tomorrow morning before work. Tomorrow morning, refresh the browser. Oh, gosh, he still hasn't signed up. And the only person making money was the person I was buying the magazine, CD, and website from. Those are the only people making money. That was not working. This is a relationship type of business. You need to have the personal touch. Just sending someone to a website, sorry, but it's not going to work. Show me someone that has done a business. He bought 1 million leads, send everybody an email with a website, and I don't know, 100,000 of those million people clicked on a website and paid $200 to join their business, and this person became rich from home. I haven't seen anyone. Now, you go online and there's many people selling you system. But you know what? If it was that good, they will probably be using that system and making a lot of money with their system. They wouldn't be trying so hard to sell you their system. So we need the personal touch. We need to get ourselves out there. Now, for a lot of us, it's not the most comfortable thing, and there's a couple of things that I can teach you today that will help, but still, you need to get yourself out of your comfort zone. This is a relationship type of business, so let's not lie to ourselves. You are going to have to go get in front of people and talk to them about your business. It's just not going to happen just by luck or by you pushing a send button and sending people to your website. I wish it worked like that. Then I will be in Cancun just living there and just sending out email once a day. It doesn't quite work like that. So how does it work? Well, we're going to focus on presenting. An important part of presenting is inviting, setting up the appointment. I'm not going to talk about that tonight, but write down this website. You can go to a website called Help and Earn. Help, H-E-L-P, and A-N-D, Earn, E-A-R-N.com. And there's an audio section where you can go and listen to some audios, and we've done a couple audios teaching you only how to set up appointments. We only talked about setting up appointments, how to talk to people, how to do it in an effective way, 3 to 4 minutes, and it works most of the time, okay? No pressure, not complicated, really simple. And if you go to that website I just gave you, you'll be able to listen to some of those audios for free. Just download it into your phone or computer, and you can listen to it. Also, on that website, you're going to find our fan page on Facebook. I hope you click like on that, because we'll be sending some information, all generic information from time to time, so you can improve your skills and better your business. And also, of course, you'll find our YouTube channel with some videos, 3 to 4 minutes videos that you can also take advantage of. So talking about presentation, there's got to have a structure. This is something I've learned. It needs to have a structure. Most companies already have a pretty good presentation. Not all of them. Some companies, they leave it to the distributors to create their own presentation. If that's the case, you need to create your own presentation. I like when the company creates a standard presentation. So it doesn't matter where my associate goes within the country, within my company, he will see the same presentation. Now, regardless of whether you put together the presentation or your company puts together the presentation, it has to have a certain structure.